Starting your own practice is hard for many chiropractors. It's riddled with both struggles and successes. But here at the Chiropractic Philanthropist, we make it easy by having chiropreneurs and entrepreneurs share their struggles and lessons learned in life and business so that you don't have to make the same mistakes. And now here's your host, Dr. Ed Osburn.
All right, my chiropractic brothers and sisters, welcome to TCP Podcast. Welcome. It is Sunday morning, and it is 7:30 in the morning here in beautiful British Columbia. I am actually just grabbing a coffee, grabbing my Americano, getting ready to ship out to Laguna Beach for a week as part of the Warrior's Way Brother Assist for Warrior Week. And here I am. And I'm like, okay, I need to add some value here. I need to get a podcast out for the Chiropractic Philanthropist. What possibly could I speak on today? What value could I drop? And so what I decided is I'm going to answer a question. And the question is, how do I build connection using an email contact list? How do I build connection using an email contact list? And don't ever discount how valuable an email contact list is. So the ability for you to actually send out an email and have someone do something that you ask them to, so AKA a pitch, is invaluable. And if you get really good with your email contact list, you should earn at minimum. So if this is the online marketing world, but it's just as much a reality inside of practice, is you should be earning anywhere from $1 to $3 per active email that you have on your list. That's if you're really good at this. Now let me define what I mean by really good. Really good means actually writing. So step one is writing your own emails. You see, a lot of doctors want to actually skip this part. So they want the result of having a big email list and being able to go to the well, we call it, because the well replenishes, by the way, when you take from it. And an email contact list is quite the same. So a lot of chiropractors want that as part of their marketing strategy, yet they don't want to do the work that is required. And I guarantee that if you do the work that is required and you nurture your email list, your contact list, and you speak to the people on your email contact list, then you will have the fruit. You will experience the fruit. If you are having someone send basically, generic email content, you're probably not going to be seeing a result. So if that is you, if you're seeing that, you're having generic emails sent out, not experiencing any results, well, that's probably why. Number one, most people won't open those. And number two, the people that do open them feel nothing, so they don't read it. And they certainly won't do anything. So you can't mobilize them to do anything. So here's the strategy, and I'm going to answer this question, is because I get a lot of people, well, not a lot, I get a few people, doctors will email me after they start receiving my emails, and they'll be like, what are you selling? And I'm like, I'm not selling anything. I'm actually just providing value all around one story. So for myself, like being the laptop lifestyle mentor, that is my largest email contact list. And so I send emails. And actually when someone comes into my email list, so when they opt in, then they are actually sent initially 8 emails, which are all around a story, around a theme. I'm telling a story around, my story, and they're getting to know me better. Like, I was in practice for this long, married to a chiropractor, Here's my story of how I got sick. Here's the story of what I built after that, the struggle, the win, basically the hero's journey. Then what I do is they actually go into another email contact, automated email sequence. And those emails, again, written by me, will go on for 4 months. That's right. I said it. 4 months of emails are mailed to these people that come in. And what am I doing during those 4 months? Well, it's actually, what am I not doing? I am not pitching. I'm not asking them to do anything. So people will ask me, doctors will reach out, marketers will reach out, they'll be like, what are you selling? I'm like, I'm not selling anything. I'm just providing value. Value, 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 and some inspiration. That is all. So a lot of doctors do not want to do the work that is required to have the life they desire, you could say. They don't want to do the work in terms of sitting down and actually writing a thoughtful email to the people who have taken the time and actually trusted them enough to give them their email. Because they deserve better than a freaking generic, a generic email written by a marketer. Doc, come from your heart. Once you start coming from your heart and writing actual true emails, and if you're like, hey man, Ed, writing is like painful for me, because it was painful for me, by the way, and it's still a bit painful for me, then my answer to that is get over it. Because yes, your emails may suck at first. Make them short, make them a paragraph, but give value, tell a story, but keep it all around one specific theme. And don't ask for anything in return. And watch what happens. Watch and look at the open rates. Look at how many people actually open your email and actually then open it and read it, because they're reading it when they actually start clicking on things. So your click rate. Now, I'm just going to back up here because there's a reason, there's a way to get people onto your email list. There's a strategy to that too. And actually, maybe we should do a whole podcast just on that. But the way to get people onto your email contact list, there's 2 ways. One would be webinars. That's the fastest way to grow a list. So having a webinar and having 200 or 300 people register just grew your email list by 200 or 300 people. So I do webinars every 3 weeks. I have auto webinars going. So this is the reason why I've been able to grow one of the largest chiropractic lists in such a short time. I don't do affiliates. I'm not friends with anyone who's a famous chiropractor. I'm just like you. I've just built it from scratch. And so can you. You just have to put the time in. So webinars are number 1. Number 2 is you need to have a place where they can actually land and sign up. You need to have something that's an offer where they can actually feel they want to give you their email. They feel they trust you enough, they want to provide their email. So I suggest, again, if we look at the highest conversion rate, people will give more readily their email if it's a downloadable PDF. So something they can download immediately and get value from. 7 ways to boost your energy. 15 ways to detox in 15 days. 15 foods to avoid to bulletproof yourself from cancer. So a downloadable PDF will grow your list much faster. Now you may say, well, how would I actually build that kind of an opt-in? Well, an opt-in is like a landing page where you would send people to, where they would give their email and then they would get the downloadable PDF. So the way that you would do that, I use it, ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is what I use. So I'm going to give you all of the resources for this, by the way, in the comments below. So I'm going to give you a link that you can check out ClickFunnels, even have a 14-day free trial if you wish. I'm almost thinking I should give you an opt-in. I'm almost thinking about it. If I had enough people actually email me and say they wanted an opt-in, I could give you one of our clones, like clone for ClickFunnels. I could do that. Let me think on that. So you need ClickFunnels, you need an opt-in page, you need to have an email autoresponder, so like Aweber, MailChimp, something like that, where you could actually then start sending emails to people. So I'm going to summarize this for you. And many of you, this 9-minute podcast, maybe you've clicked off already, maybe you haven't. I mean, like I said, it's 7:45 a.m. in the morning, Sunday morning here. Maybe the clarity isn't as great for me at this moment. And so I'm going to summarize this. Build an email contact list. From an email contact list, you can actually, I call it the well. It is the marketing well. From that well, you can actually pull from that well. But you can't pull from the well too often. If you pull from the well too often, it goes dry. So you pull from the well, and then you let it replenish. You pull from the well, then you let it replenish. And that is your email contact list. Now, it's one of the pillars of the marketing inside of your business. Do not discount how valuable your email contact list can be. I mean, and you can just simply be adding, with the permission of people, every new person who comes in your practice, you add them to your email contact list, and you mail them those 30 emails over the next, let's say 90 days. So you mail every 3 days. I mean, here's one of the statistics, by the way, is that actually people who mail on a daily basis, marketers who mail on a daily basis, actually have higher open rates, have more people click on what they want them to, and they have more sales. And I think the number is actually 18% higher sales. So some people say, how often should I mail? Well, the stats say every day. But here's the reality. Most of you are only going to be able to do this every 2 or 3 days. So 2 or 3 days, have an email sequence for 90 days. That when people come in, they are indoctrined into your message, into a story. You will give them value, and then you will give them a soft sell or a hard pitch. That's it. All right, so answering the question of, because I get these emails, like I said, I'm just gonna go back to this day. So I get these emails all the time from docs, and they're like, so what are you selling? I'm like, nothing, because you're in my nurturing sequence. Just telling a story, just adding value. I hope you enjoy it and you're inspired. So if you come from that place in building your email contact list, doc, you cannot lose. If you're one of those docs who just has an email contact list that's just sitting there and it's not doing anything, you're not mailing to them, well, I suggest you start. Just creating some content and emails and sending them out. All right, so my brother and my chiropractic sister, you're going to head over to thechiropracticphilanthropist.com. We'll have a webpage dedicated to our discussion today, which is a monologue from Dr. Ed Osburn. And you can actually click on that resource link for ClickFunnels. There'll be some show notes in there. I might throw in some other nice resources on how to build your contact list. I'll see if maybe even I have some free trainings I can throw in there. Head over again to our website, thechiropracticphilanthropist.com. Hit that webpage we have dedicated to this discussion. It's more of a marketing discussion today, but gosh knows, you are a marketer, my friend, and so I want to help you. Coming from someone who's had to learn this stuff on their own over the last 2 years, and has had certainly a level of success, I am happy to help you get to where you want to go. All right, so have a beautiful, you're probably listening to this hopefully on a Monday morning. Have a beautiful Monday morning. Go out and serve. Peace out.
So you've heard the struggles, you've heard the successes, and this episode is done. But there's still so much more to come and so much more to learn. Head on over to thechiropracticphilanthropist.com and sign up for our newsletter, where you'll receive free practice building tips and strategies, including how to market your practice with your very own podcast and so much more. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on The Chiropractic Philanthropist.